Welcome to Hoovie's Garage, the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube, and these are my two Lamborghinis. I can't believe I'm saying that. To my right is my 2004 Lamborghini Gallardo with the 6-speed gated manual transmission, and to my left is a 2006 Lamborghini Murcielago Roadster with the E-gear transmission, but the V12. Despite them looking pretty similar, they are two very, very different cars, and since I have two Lambos, which is kind of ridiculous, I'm considering selling one. Now, the Gallardo is a car that I actually wanted to buy. I actually sought this car out, was looking for it specifically, found the best one in the country and bought it. It only had 3,800 miles when I bought it. It now has a little over 6,000 miles, just no miles for a 2004, and it is in museum quality condition. It is really nice. The Murcielago, on the other hand, well, it kind of fell into my lap. I couldn't say no after Ed Bullion shrewdly negotiated me into it, and well, it's been a massive project. I bought it with a bad transmission, a bad clutch, and cosmetically, well, it still has a long ways to go. It's also still leaking some transmission fluid. The airbag light is on, and there's also a belt squeak in the back when I first start this thing up. I guess a belt tensioner is on its way out. So quite a long ways to go on this one still, but even though it is not the cleanest, nicest Murcielago Roadster in the world, it's worth, well, a lot more than the perfect gated Gallardo. Now, the Murcielago will be going back up to the Car Wizard soon to get all the final little kinks worked out. I wanted to enjoy the car for a little while and see what else popped up before it went back up to his shop. But actually, today is the Gallardo's turn. I've had it for 1 year. I've put almost 3,000 miles on it, so it's due for its annual service. So we're gonna go up to the Car Wizard shop in the Gallardo today, do an oil change and inspection, and see how this thing's doing after a year. It's been nearly flawless, so I'll be shocked if there's anything else that it needs. Nothing beats this gated shifter, but I do now miss the power of the V12 and the Murcielago now that I've been driving it for a while. I used to think this was enough, and well, it still is plenty, but it doesn't sound like the Murcielago. I suppose I could sell this and the Murcielago and buy a gated manual Murcielago, but I really don't want to do that. And this Gallardo will be way, way more reliable. In the last year, I had one failure, and it was right after Freddie Tavares Hernandez drove it. The check engine light came on. It was for evaporative emissions codes. Turned out to be some valve in the back that was really easy to change. Didn't cost more than, I don't know, $400 or $500, and that's it for the entire year. Nothing else other than that, which is just absolutely crazy for a 15, 16-year-old Lambo. And given that track record, well, I wouldn't dream of selling this thing, except I got an email from the guy who wants to buy this thing for pretty much what I paid for this car. I could own this car for a year for free, enjoy it, and then be able to sell it on, which is, well, rare for me and very tempting. Still, this is another one of those cars that if I sell it, there's no way I'll be able to find another one like it with this color, with these options, and this low of miles. Most people bought the gated manual Gallardos and actually drove them, so they have miles on them, 30, 40,000 miles. And you can find plenty of those. The cheapest ones with maybe some dirty history or high mileage is like $80,000. But this one, only 6,000 miles. And the price difference between a really crappy one and a really nice one isn't that big, you know, 30 grand of a spread between basically this and the crappiest ones for sale, which I don't think is enough personally. I know if I hang on to this car, it'll go way up in value if I don't put a bunch of miles on it, but it is kind of tempting, because if I sell this, I have enough equity in this car to where I could pay off the other Lambo and own one Lambo free and clear. And given my debt situation, that's really, well, it's not a bad idea. Now, I haven't told the guy no yet, but I haven't told the guy, well, yes, come and get it yet. And part of it was I wanted to see what the Car Wizard said about this thing. What would be wrong with it after a year? We'll see. Wizard! You are not wasting any time at all getting this Lambo ready.
Well, no, there's money to be made. Lambo money.
Okay. Well, you want to show me the rest of my projects first, what you've been doing?
Yeah, let's do it.
So you were sabotaged on my Turbo R with the inch of wizard dust, yes? All this fuel distributor fighting, and it went back to being ignition, huh?
Yes, we put a brand new distributor belt on.
So there's a belt that turns inside of the distributor on these?
Yeah, so it's kind of a twin distributor, and there's a belt inside of there.
Yes.
That turns both rotors.
I see. And this one was brand new and it just shredded itself.
Yep, brand new. The teeth delaminated from it.
So you're wondering why. Every time you do something, it runs worse and worse and worse. And
yeah.
well, this is why. This is mechanicking on old cars, isn't it?
It is. I got a new one coming, so.
How much time wasted?
Probably 4 or 5 hours.
Jeez. Well, the Azure's going better?
Yes, it's going much better.
I see you have the top down.
Yes. And we have the pretensioner out for the seatbelt. One of them out. I have one more to go.
I see.
This is your pretension warning light.
So there's an airbag warning or a seatbelt pretensioner, and I guess it pulls the seatbelt tight when you're about to get in an accident or something?
Yeah, it's a really small, like an explosion that pops and pulls this steel cable tight.
Interesting. Okay, so those can be repaired?
Yes, you can send them in and get them rebuilt, and it takes care of that pretension light.
Very nice. So under the hood, everything's done with our suspension leaks?
Yes.
I should say for now.
For now, there'll be more.
It never ever ends with a suspension leak on these, but at least the big one's taken care of, yes?
Yep. Got everything back together. We still have to put the plastic cover on top, but we're just leaving it off so we can double check for leaks.
And for now, you can see this big old intercooler. Yes, there's the big turbo. And there's a giant intercooler that feeds into the intake there. It's just so neat. And of course, the modern ignition system.
This doesn't have belts. I like that.
no belts, no distributor belts.
No garbage belts.
Yes, all right. And, well, there's an elephant in the room, Wizard.
Yes, there's a huge elephant.
What is going on here?
It's a yacht. I'm a yachtsman now.
You bought a yacht?
Yes.
It's a Carver Santiago, I see.
Yes. A Santiago mid-cabin.
27 feet, or probably more closer to 30 with these, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, how much was it?
$6,000.
$6,000 for a legitimate yacht. Obviously, it needs a little polish. Yes.
Bottom paint and top paint polished and top side, and then it's got 2 engines. One of them I bought it with a bad engine.
Wow.
So it's a true hoopty.
So now he has 2 yachts.
No, I'll have one. You have another.
No, you see, they're both your yachts. Yes. Let me just stick my head up in here. Oh, you've already taken the head off, huh?
Yes.
Oh. Oh. Barnacles.
Yes.
Carburetor.
Yep.
You
can take a peek over the side.
It's a hoopty yacht.
It definitely is. It's getting fixed.
I see. Well, you know, it doesn't look to be in that bad a shape, though.
No, not really.
It should clean up.
It will. It'll be nice. Polish it up, fix the engines. I think it'll be a nice cruiser.
You know, this really matches your new ride over there, too.
Yeah.
I feel like in the 1980s, they would have pulled up in that car to get on their boat on the lake.
Oh, they would have. They totally would have.
All right, well, let's get to the Gallardo inspection. Actually, I'm having a little deja vu because we were under here once. There was a coolant leak that you didn't even charge me to fix, right?
Yeah, it was the clamps were loose.
The clamp was a little loose on somewhere around here, yes?
Yeah, you can see the stains where it used to be.
Huh.
This was loose, that was loose. This one was loose too.
All right, well, we're 1 year into this car. How's it looking?
It's looking pretty good. The belts look fine. I really haven't seen any other issues. Oh my. What is that?
Oh. Well, there is a little goo there, isn't it?
It's not engine oil.
It's not.
No.
It tastes weird? What does it taste like? What?
Like grease.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. You see the bearing there for the drive shaft? This is the shaft that goes...
Oh, okay. Go to the front. Okay,
Yeah.
It goes all the way up to the front of the car, yes?
That bearing is oozing. When it gets hot and warmed up, it's oozing a little grease out and liquefies it. I bet when this dries, it's grease. It's because there's another port right here. It's dry. Everything up above is dry. It's looking at sparkly clean.
Jeez, yeah.
Oh my.
So do you replace that bearing, or?
I would, if it starts making noise, or if you hear a roaring noise, we might have to, but I would leave it alone for now.
Okay.
Brakes look good.
I don't think you're going to find anything loose on a 6,000 mile car,
No,
Wizard.
but you have to check because you never know.
Okay.
I've had some low mileage cars in here, and they're like, "Oh, well, I didn't expect that." This is the car that got me a speeding ticket.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, on our trek
Yeah.
to your other yacht.
Bad car.
You got a 100 and...
A 100 and a 65.
First speeding ticket in how many years?
12.
12 years?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully the ticket clinic takes care of that for you.
Yeah, I hope so. Not seeing a whole lot. I didn't expect to find a whole lot, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot. Your steering rack is dry. No brake leaks. Everything looks like new still.
Okay. Well, then I guess we can just move on to the oil change, huh? The annual service?
Let's do it. So there's going to be one plug right here that we're going to drain.
Yes.
And there's one right above your head.
Oh, where?
Right here.
By the starter. This one.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
After those are drained, and then we'll do the oil filter, and then we'll fill it up.
Oh!
Hot, hot, hot!
It looks like it's older oil, Wizard, but it looks clean.
Yeah, I don't see anything bad about the oil. There's nothing milky, just like...
No sparkles in there?
Nope.
Yeah, it just looks like coffee.
Yep. No sparkles.
Good. This is the dry sump tank one?
Yep, this is the tank.
Comes right out. That tank drained quick.
Yeah, it did. Nice hot oil. Let it drizzle a little bit more, and then time to go topside.
You got a Lambo oil shower there, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a Lambo brown shower.
Oh no. Well, here's where it gets a little more complicated, I suppose.
Yes, the oil filter is buried on this one.
They put it deep, deep underneath the intakes for whatever reason. Way in there. So, takes a little something, huh?
My little wrench that I have is perfect to fit in there. They make a wrench to fit right on there, but this one works just the same.
Seems like an easy place to make a mess that would be very hard to clean up. If I were doing this, that's what would happen.
There's the cap.
All right.
There it is.
Baby's born. How's it look?
Dingy. Let me get it away from the car. It's dingy and old. From 2018.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Lamborghini.
Oh yeah.
UFI filter.
Very nice. Unboxing.
And there it is.
Looks like a new oil filter.
It is.
For some reason I thought this would be a lot more dramatic and exciting, but it's an oil change. It really isn't that complicated.
It's definitely not a $5 filter from your favorite parts store.
No.
More like 50.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually goes deep in the engine.
Yep. Now I just need to get my wrench in the last few turns and start filling it with oil. The oil of champions, Mobil 1 15W50.
Are they paying you to endorse their brand?
No, I just don't want to buy you an engine from putting the wrong oil in it.
That's a weird weight and
It is weird, but
viscosity.
that's what it's supposed to go in here.
How many quarts?
Like 8.5 or 9.
That sounds expensive.
Will be. Got like 6 in now. And
I have oil pressure. Should I rev it to red line before I turn it off?
what's that?
Should I rev it to red line before I turn it on?
No.
So this is a dry sump engine, which means it has a separate oil tank. Large capacity.
It was almost full, now it's down to there, so we need to add more.
A lot more.
Almost in the middle. It's about where we want it, in the middle.
Good. Well, that's not the easiest oil change that I've ever seen in my life, but it's not the hardest either. There's some Fords that are much harder than this to change oil on, so.
It's not so bad, it's just time consuming.
Yeah, how much is all this cordage and filter and everything else going to cost me?
About 10 bucks a quart, and then that oil filter is like 50 bucks. A little bit markup on that, and the time involved, 250 bucks.
$250. Wow. That's a lot for an oil change, but I've only had one other repair for the year, that secondary air injection thing or whatever it was, some valve. So that means $600 for the year in maintenance to own a Lamborghini. That's it.
That's cheap.
That's unbelievable. That's crazy, but also equally crazy is that I'm thinking about selling this thing, Wizard. I mean, it's an exotic Italian car with a gated manual transmission that's very reliable. That's pretty much non-existent in this world. You think I should sell it?
To me, sure, but otherwise, no.
So you're not going to get many Wizard repair bills out of this thing, though, because I may sell the Murcielago instead.
Don't sell that one.
Why?
Well, that's my meal ticket. I got a yacht to pay for.
Yes, you do. I really like the Murcielago Roadster too. It'll be back up here soon for you to finish all the other odds and ends. But
Okay.
good report on the Gallardo.
Yes.
No surprise there. Amazing car. Thank you for watching.